Okay, so the second thing you asked for was dividing fractions. So on your retest, we had a problem like number 9. It says Bobby bought 5 pounds of candy. He offers each of his friends a fourth of a pound of candy if they'll come to his birthday party. Now this one asked you to sketch a diagram. I'm going to show you just how to do both. So they give us 5 pounds of candy, and he's going to give each of his friends a fourth pound of candy. So they give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each one of these pictures represents 1 pound of candy. So if I'm going to divide them up into fourths, I need 4 pieces in each. Once I do that, I know that this is a fourth, this is a fourth, this is a fourth, and this is a fourth. Same thing is going to happen all the way to the end. So I know I have 4 fourths in the first one, 4 fourths in the second one. That means I'm going to have 4 fourths in the third, 4 fourths in the fourth, 4 fourths in the fifth. Well, if I add those up, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, my answer is going to be I have 20 friends at his party. Okay, that's with the picture. Let's try it just with the numbers. If my question were just to say I have 5 pounds of candy and I need to give away chunks of 4, well, that's cut, split, share. I'm splitting up what I have. I'm going to write what I have first. I'm going to write what I cut, split, or share second. And I know that if I'm cut, split, sharing, that I'm dividing. Okay, we talked about this with fractions of multiplication and division. If I have a whole number and I'm dividing it or multiplying it with the fraction, what do I need to do to that whole number? Put it over 1. Division rules tells me keep the first the same, flip the second fraction, and multiply. When you do that, you can use multiplication rules. Multiply the top times the top, bottom times the bottom. 5 times 4 is 20. 1 times 1 is 1. Well, we know because we put the whole number over 1, we know if our answer is a number over 1 that it's the same as a whole number. And we get the same answer as we did when we used a picture up top. Okay, another one. This one was on your test. It was number 13. It says Katie has 5.5 pounds of dirt to use in her flower pots. If it takes 1/4 pound of dirt to fill 1 flower pot, how many flower pots can she fill? Okay, so you have to think if I have 5.5 pounds of dirt and I'm taking out a fourth for 1 flower pot, a fourth for a second flower pot, well, I'm dividing. I'm cut, split, sharing. Okay, so let's look at what this would look like. Notice this one does not have a picture. So I have to start with what I have, 5.5 pounds. I'm trying to divide it into pots that have 1/4 pound of dirt. With division, I also cannot have a mixed number, so I need to get rid of that and get it into an improper. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Denominator stays the same. Divide 1/4. I do not need to do anything to that fraction because it's just a standard fraction. Now, I cannot divide. My division rules tells me to leave the first fraction the same, flip the second, and multiply. You're going to multiply the top times the top, bottom times the bottom. Now, one thing we could do is we have been reducing at the end, we can reduce first. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice, multiply the top times the top, bottom times the bottom. My answer is 22.